Anyone else having trouble retaining the information you're taking in, everything you're reading, everything you're watching, every conversation you're having? Well, that's why I kind of feel that this is the true nature of the phrase TMI, or too much information. People often talk about TMI with respect to conversations that people feel uncomfortable having. I don't want to have this conversation, when we should actually be more comfortable with conversations that are traditionally viewed as TMI. And think of TMI, what it really means today is that we are constantly doing activities where we're taking in more information. Think about what we do on a day-to-day basis. You go to work, you're constantly thinking about whatever your job entails. And if you're in a white-collar professional job, that's especially true. But then you're always reading articles, you're always watching videos, and sometimes they're formative, possibly even listening to podcasts. What we really need in order to give our brain the space, the capacity to really retain the information, think through it, and think through anything, what it means to us, is to include activities in our lives that don't involve taking in information. Activities such as this miniature golf course behind me, the athletic conference over there, or even something as simple as biking, or I don't know, watching something that's purely goofy and not informative. Because right now, our brains are overloaded. Our brains are just overloaded with information. We're having trouble remembering who we're having conversations with, who we're supposed to reach out to, what emails, even sometimes what we're supposed to do with the day in front of us, what tasks we need to do. And this is getting to be quite a bit too much. So when I'm out there playing miniature golf, what I'm going to be thinking about, or not thinking about, is the fact that my hands are occupied, and I'm kind of doing the activity. The same thing can be said about, I don't know, just going to a place where you're playing kind of, I don't know, circus games or anything like that. It doesn't have to take the same form in everybody's life. We all have different ways to unwind and to unwind our brain. But please think about this and think about how you set up your life, because if you're anything like I've been from time to time in life, your brain is tired. Your brain is tired and you can't possibly think about something more. And there's another piece of information coming in, another piece of information coming in. You don't know how to respond. Any activity like that is really going to incorporate a more balanced life. It's going to just put more balance into your life. And this is something that I fear a lot of people just aren't really thinking about. People aren't really thinking through because we're busy just constantly overloading ourselves with information. And the human brain was not meant to process this much information, and we weren't meant to process information at all times of the day. And it could be something as simple as 2 hours a day to just do something like that. Some people are really good at meditating, and meditating for long amounts of time, and that's wonderful. Some people are really good at kind of just sitting with, no content on, in some place like a spa or some kind of retreat. But some people actually do, we're not all the same person, right? Some people actually do need a hands-on activity, which is why I love places like this. I hope they kind of continue to exist, continue to serve us in that way. And I urge you, especially if you lost sight of some of these activities in life, whether it be, I don't know, just playing a game of ping pong, joining a sports league, where you're really not tempted to pull out your phone and start reading an article, pull out a phone and start watching a video that's going to overload your brain even more. Give your brain the space to, I don't know, have time between absorbing information, so that whatever information you are absorbing, and we're going to continue absorbing information no matter what. This isn't going away. But give your brain the space to really allow yourself to process that information. Allow yourself to even reflect on who you are and what everything in the world going on means to you. We live in a time where a lot of things are changing. The rate of change seems to be accelerating, and we need to know what to do beyond just that first thought or what we see everybody else doing, because that might not be the thing that serves you right. I urge you to just, as always, re-examine your relationship with your phone, with all this technology, with information in general on a broader time scale. And I would love to see more of you come to places like this.